Alrighty, fifth laning phase, early game. This is from the perspective of P1 Ursa. Lots of regen, good. Salve, 2 sets of tangos. Quelling Blade, not thrilled about that. You won't need it as much. Iron Branches, not as thrilled about. Mango, okay, good. So you have no early movement items. A lot of Ursas in the lane when they're trying to go for early kills will get a Windlace or an Orb of Venom. Looks like you're going straight boots, and you're just 500 gold away from your boots. So early on, you're not going to have any good rundown opportunities unless the Ogre gets a really nice slow stun combo, but we'll see. Cutting a couple trees is nice. Yeah, use that Quelling Blade, open up this camp, open up some escape paths along this ridge line here. You guys need to get into the rune. I understand you don't want to like reveal too early, but also won't be so far away you can't get there in time. Because the rune fight is a fantastic time for Ursa to build up, 4 or 5 stacks of Fury Swipes and blow people out. But if you don't go in, okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Right now you're going to run in and you're only going to get there as the rune fight's happening. But the thing is, with Ursa, you want to have built up 4 or 5 stacks so that they don't feel comfortable staying in this area. You just running up now means you're going to meet, you're going to fight, click for the rune, and then you're going to run away, and your Fury Swipes will have done nothing. So you got a stack on each, you're running away, you need to stop and turn and hit. Okay, so right now, Clockwork has cast his Battery Assault, and it's going to hit the Ogre no matter what. Like, Ogre doesn't have an escape. So the entire series of Battery Assaults is going to hit one of you guys. You need to tank the damage with the Ogre and build up some Fury Swipes on the clock, because you got 2 sets, I think. So if you can get more swipes on the clock, then he'll take more damage. And of course, now he's reset completely because you ran so far. And now you're running back in after the clock guy's Battery Assault, but he's going to run away and leave you guys behind. You don't have an Orb of Venom or something to slow him down. So there's really no reason for you to run away that far. Axe and Clockwork aren't doing so much damage that you're going to die right there, and you can man up a little bit and out-punch the Clockwork as an Ursa. His Battery Assault does not do as much damage as 4 or 5 Fury Swipes. You would have gotten ahead of him, along with the Ogre right-clicking, because with the Battery Assault shared between the 2 of you, only one of you would have been micro-stunned at a time. Okay, this is weird damage division, so basically you put that range creep low, and then also the other creep low, so you had to watch them both. You didn't even get a chance to go for the deny there. Alright, so Axe is at 4 and you're at 1. This is a really bad start so far. You got 2, that's good. Bring these back sideways, hold them on the diagonal side so you don't get them. Okay, so you brought them just a little too close, and now the tower's hitting them. What you want to do there is you want to kind of run out in this sort of like clearing right here and just delay them for just a half second until the rest of your creep wave comes up, and then you have time to keep them out of equilibrium. But letting your tower hit these creeps is a huge mistake at this point, because you had perfect equilibrium and now you pushed it up just a smidge. Okay, good. Come on, something. Get in there and just hit the clock. Beat that clock down. He doesn't have his cogs. Okay, that's fine. Let him waste half of it if he runs away, but you either want to man fight the clock or you want to scare him off so that he wastes half of his Battery Assault into thin air. This should be an easy one. Okay, you didn't even try to swing at that one. That was weird. That was a very easy last hit. Okay, that jump right there was wasted. I don't know why you used the mana, but you didn't get a last hit. You didn't do much. You gotta be careful, don't prep that. Okay, but you have to stay. You're not even trying for denies anymore. This is weird. Alright, you're down to 7. He's up to 11. Falling behind pretty quickly. There you go. Easy one. Hit the axe. Okay, so when you're just standing there and the creeps are doing nothing, they're way too far away to be able to last hit. The axe is standing on this side, you're standing on this side, nothing's going on. Don't prep this creep more. There's no reason. Like, that one swipe on this creep doesn't do much. If you run up and start hitting on the axe, though, instead of getting 2 hits on this creep and 2 hits on another creep and whatever, you could build up 3 or 4 hits on the axe, and then he's not even going to stay in the area for the creeps to actually get, the last hit of the deny when these guys fall down into deniable range. So when you have dead time like this, there's no support helping, Clockwork is off doing who knows what. Rather than just stand there and randomly hit a creep that's nowhere near last hit range, hit the axe. Build up some stats on him. Because an aggressive Ursa would probably have the axe at, 3 Fury Swipe stacks almost constantly. You're very passive about, hitting the enemy core. Like right now, what are you doing? So the wave was up here, you ran all the way back here and hugged the first creep and then decided to walk back up. And so now you're out of range for all the last hits and denies right here in this line. There's no reason for you to walk that little loop. Alright, that was an optimistic jump. You didn't get any last hits out of it, and you just wasted your mana. That creep right there, why are you not last hitting that one? Okay. You did get it, because it waited so long, which was surprising. Move the boots up instead of the salve, not instead of the branch. You need the stats right now. Okay, your last hit. Yeah, the salve is doing nothing for you. You're going to eat tangos for all the damage you're going to take over the next minute or so, so there's no reason for you to have an active salve. No one's ganking you at 305. It's just not happening. Right there, hit that creep. Yep, okay, good. So the thing about aggroing the creeps away, when you click on the enemy hero and you walk back to pull the creeps apart into these two separate huddles, that really favors the hero who is losing the lane matchup or has an unfavorable matchup. You have the favorable matchup. Clock is off roaming, doing everything. Your Ogre's staying close by. And Ursa into Axe, especially early while he doesn't have a lot of that pure damage spin, you have a fantastic advantage on him. And, level 1, level 2, maybe even still level 3, you want to be smacking the Axe and trading with him as much as possible. Because at that point, your Fury Swipes are worth more than his one spin. Once you get to level 3 and he starts to get level 2 or level 3, passive, then yeah, you can start to back off because his spins are going to be a little much. But right now, you don't want to be pulling these camps or these waves into two separate groups. Axe is enjoying this because he's doing better than he should be right now. Okay, keep trying to use that Earth Shock just to last hit a range creep or something, and you gotta just last hit them normally and save your Earth Shock for when you and Ogre are going for kills. And you and Ogre haven't gone for a kill this entire time, which is ridiculous because the Ursa Ogre lane should be very strong. And you guys should have 2 slows and a stun. But whatever. Yeah, stay there, don't let that go. Okay. You do that every time. And I don't think you've gotten a single one of those after shock last hits. I don't think you've actually CS'd with it. So I don't see the little gold icon coming up. Somehow you're at 17 to his 20, so that's pretty good. Right there, smack the axe. When nothing is going on here, just hit the axe and make him run away from the Fury Swipes. Right here. Okay, so that was a little miscommunication. So the Ogre was clearly going for something there. You see the Ogre coming around this side of the trees, you run up to the axe and then you back away. So let's see that here. Okay, right here. Run up to the axe. Ogre is clearly coming to gank him. You run up to him and then you stop and you run away to start denying a creep. This is perfect time to be hitting him. Right? That stun moment is like your third hit. You're just getting your first Fury Swipe hit on him, and you should be at 3 right now. You missed the entire duration of the stun trying to deny a creep early. So now he's up to what? He's up to 2. And you're gonna hit him. Nope, you're gonna cancel your animation and not even hit him. So that was just unfortunate communication or not communication. Okay, clock is here, so you do want to be a little more careful. You should really just initiate on the clock. He has cogs, and he's going to trap himself in with his cogs, with battery salt, which is the wrong play here, because clock does not want to get trapped in the cogs with you. Yep, your Ogre just stuns for nothing, and you're sitting here not moving. Okay, you did look like you got that CS. Missed that one. You're 22, okay. It's a shame. You keep prepping the creeps. Don't even hit the creeps. If if the creep is nowhere near deny range or last hit range, stop hitting it. You've got 2 swipes on these creeps, when those 2 swipes should be added to the axe. You should just have swipes on axe. Right now you need to be hitting the clock. There's no reason for you to hit those cogs twice. So the clock is basically doing nothing to you. You need to turn around and man up at that point and get some hits on him. Still have this salve in your active. That's a mistake. Good little block there. You really want to start pulling this camp diagonally though if that's going poorly. Yeah, you really don't need to do that. Like, I guess you're just used to losing the safe lane, and so you want to get like the safe farm. That was a free deny. You got the last hit and you missed a very free deny. Could have easily had that one. That's really weird. You prepped that one a lot and then waited for the catapult. You easily hit it in between. Alright, well now you got that. Move the branch up out of your inactive inventory. Alright, so phase boots, which is nice, but you're not running anyone down, so I think you're just following a guide at this point, because you're not getting any benefit out of phase boots. Okay, good last hit. You could have slowed right there. If you had jump slowed, the ogre would have then slowed on top afterwards and then stunned. Now you slow by yourself and the ogre's out of range. That was just clunky. Like, you guys have the right heroes and the right ideas for a good strong lane, but you're not executing at all. There's no coordination in this lane between the 2 heroes here. Alright, let's see. Self-stack? Okay, so that's a mistake. You're at... okay, maybe you're correcting it now. I was about to say, you're at that kind of top of the minute point where you should be stacking these. I don't think you're going to get that one. No, you don't. You're way too late. So you had the right idea. You realized your mistake later, but you needed to hit that first one at probably 53, and you need to run away from that camp at the 53-second mark. I don't think you started to run until 55. Okay, so this time right here, this is completely wasted. So this is probably the worst mistake of all. If nothing's going on and your wave is pushed way up here, then you need to come back and take this camp. So when the ogre pulls it, that's excellent. You need to then take these last hits on these creeps. You can't let the ogre get these for free. You're 5, he's 4. That's wrong. The ogre should not have as much experience this early in the game. You know, it's not terrible that he's level 4, but that means he's been soaking a lot, because I don't think the ogre has cleared enough jungle camps in order to justify being level 4. The axe has already hit 6, probably because the clock is roaming, and the clock is staying outside of XP range, and so you're missing your ultimate when axe has his, because your ogre is so high level. And I think part of that is he's staying in lane, and part of it is you're not taking this extra farm. So if you stay here while axe cleans this wave like a mile away by himself, and ogre cleans this, then that's just a massive loss. Yeah, you're doing nothing. These are your last hits over here. You need to come over here and take those from the ogre. Just because he pulled it doesn't mean the ogre owns those. The ogre doesn't necessarily get to take those hits if they're the farm that you need at that moment. You know, you are the P1, you have top farm priority over the entire map. No matter where you are, what's going on, every bit of farm is yours. You know, unless, you know, like your mid is like 1 creep away from a big item or something, then okay, you let him have it. But the ogre right there taking that farm, completely unnecessary. Well, did give you good creep equilibrium though, so you did have a completely wasted wave, but now your next wave is in a perfect spot. You could have prepped that creep early, then denied, and then prepped, or one way or the other. But you missed that. Okay, so now I really don't like that. You got a windlace, which is a nice item to have on an Ursa in lane, but you got it really late. It's now 8 minutes in, you just bought the windlace. This should have been your first item. You should have, not your first item, this should have been your first non-starting item. Like, you should have gotten all your starting items and then a windlace. Or maybe even the windlace should have been in your starting items. But getting it at 8 minutes after phase boots is a big mistake. So with phase boots, you have a lot of speed. You're what, 355? Phase boots active, you get 20% on that, so another 70 on top. You're going to be going 420. The extra 20 you get to go from 420 to 440 is nothing. Yeah, that doesn't matter. If you're going to catch someone, you're going to catch them with the 420, and going up to 440 at that point is not helpful. So this would have been really good if you were in an aggressive lane early on, running people down, smacking the axe 5 times in a row. getting it this late after phase boots as like a value purchase before your basher is a waste. And if you're going to have it, switch it in. So take the clarity out of your backpack and put the windlace in. You're not getting any value out of it. Okay, so you switch it for the branch, which is probably the right call, or you know, it's probably better, but the branch is still something and the clarity is nothing. So this is really bad inventory management. Okay, now you realized your mistake, you switch back. Fortunately, a gank was going on, and you were playing with your backpack, so that was all missed, but it was a bad gank from the Arc Warden anyway. Okay, so that was too far, so you didn't actually get the slow on him. But if you had gotten the slow, you should have kept on him and gotten a couple hits. Alright, now this is a spot you want to go on. You want to get that clock. And you really want him to screw up and cogs himself in. Because if the clock makes the mistake of casting cogs, just as like a panic, you know, oh, I should cast cogs because I'm a clock, then he fucked himself over. You're going to get a lot of good hits. So you really want to try and scare the clock every time you can. That Earth Shock to get a little closer to the small camp and nuke it quicker was a mistake. That was a waste. That was a throwaway of mana for no reason. You cleared it, and now you're down here doing nothing. So the extra second or maybe 2 seconds you saved didn't help. You really don't have a good judge of how wide Earth Shock isn't. You keep trying to Earth Shock like that, and you fall short. It's not as long range as I think you think it is. I wonder if there's a talent you're used to. No, not really. Okay, see, you do that all the time. You Earth Shock and you don't get the last hit. You wasted the mana, you're not even getting the CS from it. And you're not using it aggressively with your phase boots and windlace. You gotta stay up in that lane. Okay, so maybe you saw the clock, you thought you were getting ganked, that's fine. Really, if the clock ganks you, you just cast your Enrage and you man-fight him and you kill him. With your ult here, you should be trying to get into a punching battle with the clock. Okay, that was good. You don't have any overpowers, which is a shame, but whatever. Yeah, this is the game where I was thinking that you should have skipped one of the Fury swipes just for a value overpower. Just in case you get into a moment like that where you can get a nice quick triple hit on someone. You also maxing the Fury swipes and the Earth Shock is going to hurt your Roshing. Because if you're going for an early Rosh build, you would want more overpowers. The Earth Shock is going to help you much with the Roshing. I think that was the first use of your Iron Talon that I heard. I didn't hear the sound earlier. But alright, looks like laning's over. You're going for Basher. Maybe you'll Rosh here. We'll do a group review in a sec.